Okay, stop. In exactly 1 day, Friday, August 29th, September's SSI check arrives early. If you treat it like extra, September will feel short and your budget will wobble. Stay with me for the next 20 minutes and I'll show you exactly who gets paid and when in September, what amount to expect, from the average $1,976 up to the ceiling of $5,108, how Medicare and taxes change your net deposit, what to do if you're still working, and the simple moves you can make tonight to keep every dollar you deserve. No rumors, no mythical bonuses, just real dates, real numbers, and practical steps. Quick promise before we dive in. In about 60 seconds, I'll give you the 4 September Wednesdays you need to circle. Then we'll talk about the amounts, the traps that shrink your deposit, and the fixes most people never hear about. Here's the calendar you can write down right now. SSI for September lands Friday, August 29th, because September 1st falls on Labor Day. Treat that August 29th deposit as your September SSI. It is not extra money. Now the Social Security rhythm for September. If you started before May 1997, or you receive both Social Security and SSI, your deposit arrives Wednesday, September 3rd. If your birthday is on the 1st through the 10th, your payment is Wednesday, September 10th. Birthdays from the 11th through the 20th are paid Wednesday, September 17th. Birthdays from the 21st through the 31st are paid Wednesday, September 24th. Later this year, you'll see double SSI on Friday, October 31st and Wednesday, December 31st. Not extra money, just timing shifts because the first of the month would otherwise fall on a weekend or holiday. Circle those dates now so your bills line up with your deposits. But dates without dollars don't pay the rent. In January 2025, benefits rose 2.5% with the COLA. That nudged the average retirement check to about $1,976 per month. At the higher end, the maximum depends on claiming age, $2,831 if you file at 62, $4,018 at full retirement age, and $5,108 at age 70. Those aren't rumors. They're the official ceilings for this year. They happen because two forces work for you: the annual COLA and delayed retirement credits, roughly plus 8% per year. For each year, you wait after your full retirement age until 70. No secret bonus, no one-time check, just the formula used wisely. Hold that thought. In 30 seconds, I'll show you how to see your exact range. First, a quick reality check most people miss. Your headline benefit isn't your net deposit. If you're on Medicare, Part B usually comes straight out. In 2025, Part B is $185 per month, and the annual deductible is $257. If your income is higher, IRMAA surcharges raise Part B and Part D premiums. The first IRMAA bracket starts at $106,000 for single filers and $212,000 for joint filers. Part D surcharges begin around $13.70 per month and scale up with income. Good news: if your income has dropped, retirement, divorce, or the death of a spouse, file Form SSA-44 and ask Social Security to use your current lower income. One form, real savings. Okay, now see your number. Log in to My Social Security and open your statement. You'll see your estimates at 62, full retirement age, and 70. That one page tells you your likely range, whether you're closer to the average $1,976 or in sight of the $5,108 ceiling. And if you're still working, even part-time, one more year of decent earnings can replace a low or zero year in your top 35 years and raise your benefit permanently. Replacing a 0 year is like turning silence into income. Story break: 3 neighbors, 3 outcomes. Robert, 69, worked 4 decades, often near Social Security's wage cap, and he waited. Each year past his full retirement age added about 8% to his future check. This fall, at 70, Robert's benefit will be just over $5,000 a month, more than $60,000 a year for life, and a stronger survivor benefit for his spouse. That's not luck, that's planning. Sarah, 67, filed at 62 because it felt safer to start right away. She didn't realize that early claiming permanently reduces your monthly benefit and that Social Security averages your highest 35 years. Several low and zero years dragged her check down to around $2,000 monthly, and over time she estimates she's left more than $15,000 on the table. Maria, 71, saw her Medicare premium jump after her husband passed away because her prior tax returns showed higher income. A neighbor told her about Form SSA-44. Maria filed it with proof of her lower current income, and the IRMAA surcharge came off, saving her roughly $12,000 over time. One form, one afternoon, years of relief. Quick pattern interrupt. This can keep you from losing sleep. If you're still working, the retirement earnings test matters before full retirement age. In 2025, you can earn up to $23,400 with no reduction. Earn above that and Social Security withholds $1 for every 2 over the limit. In the calendar year you reach full retirement age, the limit jumps to $62,160, and the reduction is milder, $1 for every 3 above the limit, and only for earnings before the month you hit full retirement age. After you reach full retirement age, the earnings test disappears entirely. You can earn as much as you want with no reduction. Here's the nuance almost nobody explains. Money withheld because of the earnings test is not necessarily lost. When you reach full retirement age, your benefit is recalculated to credit you for months when payments were withheld. Plan your income to avoid cash flow stress, but don't panic. The system squares up later. Let's talk funding basics and why they still matter late in your career. The taxable wage base, the maximum earnings subject to Social Security tax, is $176,100 in 2025. You and your employer each pay 6.2% on wages up to that cap, or 12.4% if you're self-employed. If you're still earning and this year's wage replaces a low year from decades ago in your 35-year average, your monthly benefit rises for life. Even a single replacement can move the needle. Mini scenarios to make this real. Denise is 66 and turns 67, her full retirement age, in November. She'll earn about $30,000 by October from consulting. Because she reaches full retirement age in November, the higher $62,160 earnings test limit applies, and only earnings before November could cause withholdings. If she files in November instead of September, she may avoid withholdings entirely and enjoy a slightly higher check for life. Different case, Harold is 62, recently laid off with modest savings. For Harold, filing now may keep his cash flow stable, protect his savings from being drained at the wrong time, and buy him peace of mind. His check will be smaller forever, but stability can be worth more than the theoretical gain of waiting. 2 people, 2 rational answers, because the right plan is the one you can live with. Before we move on, a quick warning that could save you hours. Your bank account is the scoreboard, not the headline on your benefit letter. Protect the scoreboard. Before September deposits hit, open online banking and set alerts for incoming deposits and any large withdrawals. If you use Direct Express, check the app and confirm your contact info so you receive notifications on payment day. If you've changed banks, verify your routing and account numbers in My Social Security. Most missing payment issues trace back to an old account or a typo. We also need to talk about overpayments because those letters cause anxiety. Sometimes Social Security later decides it paid you too much. Maybe your work income changed, maybe paperwork lagged, maybe it was an honest error. In the past, the default recovery could be brutal, even taking your entire check. After public pushback, the 2025 defaults are more humane. generally 50% withholding for Social Security retirement and disability benefits, and 10% for SSI. Most important, you have options. You can request a lower withholding rate if the default creates hardship, set up a payment plan, or even apply for a waiver if the overpayment wasn't your fault and repayment would be unfair. If you get one of these letters, don't ignore it. Call, explain your situation, and ask specifically about reduced withholding or waiver criteria. A calm conversation and a written request can turn a crisis into a plan. Let's bring it back to September, clean and simple, so nothing slips through the cracks. Friday, August 29th is your September SSI. Social Security benefits land on Wednesday, September 3rd for pre-May 1997 or dual SS plus SSI. Wednesday, September 10th for birthdays 1st through 10th. Wednesday, September 17th for birthdays 11th through 20th. And Wednesday, September 24th for birthdays 21st through 31st. Later, mark Friday, October 31st and Wednesday, December 31st for the double SSI schedule shifts. Put these on your paper calendar and your phone. Predictability lowers stress. Taxes, quick, clear, and calm. Federally, up to 85% of your Social Security can be taxable depending on your combined income. Your adjusted gross income, plus non-taxable interest, plus half of your Social Security. The thresholds haven't moved in decades. $25,000 for single filers and $32,000 for married filing jointly. Cross those lines and a portion of your benefit is taxed. States vary. Some tax Social Security, some don't. Some offer income-based exemptions. The fix is planning, not panic. If you can choose which bucket to draw from this fall, Roth, traditional IRA, brokerage, coordinate withdrawals, so you don't accidentally push your combined income above a threshold the same year a COLA nudge lands. 10 minutes of planning in September can sidestep an April surprise. Let's install a quick money habit that pays forever. Open My Social Security tonight and verify your earnings record line by line. Look especially at the most recent years. If a year is missing or underreported, gather your W-2s or tax returns and request a correction. One corrected line item can raise your monthly benefit for life. It is one of the highest value 5-minute habits you can build. If you're married or widowed, don't decide in a vacuum. Spousal and survivor benefits can change the right answer. A common strategy is for the lower earner to file earlier to bring income into the household while the higher earner delays to 70, growing check most likely to last across 2 lifetimes. Think of it as quiet insurance. And if you're widowed, compare your own benefit to the survivor amount. You may be able to sequence them to your advantage. 15 minutes on the phone with Social Security can erase years of second guessing. Fast recap of the guardrails so nothing feels vague. In 2025, the average retirement benefit is roughly $1,976 after the plus 2.5% COLA. The maximums are $2,831 at 62, $4,018 at full retirement age, $5,108 at 70. The earnings limits are $23,400 before full retirement age and $62,160 in the year you reach full retirement age. The taxable wage base is $176,100. Payroll tax is 6.2% employee and 6.2% employer, or 12.4% if you're self-employed. Medicare Part B is $185 with a $257 deductible. IRMAA starts at $106,212,000. Part D surcharges start around $13.70. Up to 85% of benefits can be taxable based on $25,000/$32,000 thresholds. If an overpayment letter arrives, defaults are 50%/10%, and you can ask for less or request a waiver. Looking one step ahead, the 2026 COLA will be announced in mid-October 2025 after third-quarter inflation data. Early private forecasts hover near plus 2.7%, But that's just a preview. The official number could be higher or lower. Why care now? Because it's your January raise, and knowing the ballpark lets you adjust medical costs, travel, charity, and withdrawals before the year turns. When the official number drops, I'll walk you through what it means for your check. Let's close with a simple September game plan so you finish with action, not just information. 1. Write the dates where you'll see them daily. Friday, August 29th, September SSI. Then the 4 Wednesdays. Wednesday, September 3rd, Wednesday, September 10th, Wednesday, September 17th, Wednesday, September 24th. Later, Friday, October 31st, and Wednesday, December 31st for SSI timing shifts. 2. Open My Social Security, verify your earnings record, and fix any errors with W-2s or tax returns. 3. Write down your estimates at 62/full retirement age/70 so the trade-offs feel real. 4. If your income fell, download SSA-44 and file to reduce IRMAA. Include documentation. 5. If you're under full retirement age and working, check your year-to-date against $23,400. If you reach full retirement age this year, check $62,160 and remember only pre-FRA month earnings count. 6. Protect the scoreboard. Confirm direct deposit, set alerts, and enable two-factor authentication on My Social Security and your bank. If this brought you clarity for September, do 2 things for me and for someone you care about. First, like this video so it reaches seniors who need it before Friday, August 29th. Second, subscribe and tap the bell. I'll post the official 2026 COLA breakdown the moment it's announced in October, plus a step-by-step budget guide for January. In the comments, drop your state and birthday range, 1st through 10th, 11th through 20th, or 21st through 31st, and tell me if your SSI on August 29th or which Wednesday is yours. I'll pin reminders and answer questions group by group so nobody misses a date. You worked decades for these benefits. Now let's make sure every September dollar lands where it should, calmly, confidently, and on your terms.